Zu später Stunde kamen sie zusammen, um gemeinsam die Mächte der Finsternis mit ihrem sündigen Blut zu rufen. Sie zu erlösen von ihrer sterblichen Existenz, den Anbeginn einer neuen Welt vor Augen.
Castlevania Requiem recently released on PlayStation 4, and it's as good a time as any to discuss the captivating and enduring series that is Castlevania. Requiem features Symphony of the Night and Rondo of Blood, and although Symphony is more than worthy of an elaborate, in-depth dissection, Rondo is a little less known and equally worthy. Although it doesn't feature a sprawling map like Symphony, it is a remarkable game that in many ways feels like a definitive Castlevania experience. Rondo of Blood wastes no time, beginning with an animated intro warning of the resurrection of Dracula and setting a perfectly ominous tone. After beginning a new save file, players get thrust into the role of Richter Belmont, driving a horse-drawn carriage through a stormy night. Forces of the Great Vampire rise up from the ground and terrorize a local town. Not long after, Death swoops in and attacks Richter, beginning the game with a thrilling boss battle. Rondo of Blood does everything it can to convince you of the menace of Dracula and the evil that surrounds him. It also shows how capable Richter is in cleansing that evil. The game thrusts you right in the face of horror and stresses the danger of its world. Enemies and bosses do an exceptional job of reinforcing that danger. In just the first stage, skeletons crash through the windows of a burning town, and giant golems bear a wide grin as they wait to pummel you. All of this occurs while a glorious soundtrack blares on in the background. Every single boss fight is a minor event. The battles have introductions meant to make you fear the upcoming threat, such as the werewolf in Chapter 2, who lets out a long howl before leaping into the foreground to take you on. Everything in Rondo of Blood appears larger than life. Whipping through the Legions of the Night is by no means an easy feat. The game swiftly punishes reckless play. It takes some time to acclimate to the challenge, but through that effort, the thoughtful design of Rondo of Blood becomes clear. In other Castlevania games, sub-weapons can feel like occasionally helpful tools. In Rondo of Blood, they're absolutely vital, with so many levels practically demanding their careful use. During a later section, there's a long collapsing bridge to hurry across. Giant bats plague the screen, attempting to plunge the player to their doom. The gauntlet can seem almost impossible when using nothing more than Richter's trusty vampire killer whip, but smart use of the axe sub-weapon instantly makes the whole thing more manageable. Time and again, Rondo of Blood has moments just like this, when it discourages brute force and instead nudges the player toward cautious play. Emphasizing the tactical nature of combat even further is the introduction of item crashes. By spending a hefty amount of hearts, players can unleash what is essentially a super attack for each of the items. The Holy Water item crash creates a downpour of rain that covers the screen, obliterating everything in its path. The Axe item crash creates a ring of axes that surround Richter and then fly outward. Bosses in general have an appreciable amount of health, so bringing an appropriate sub-weapon and utilizing an item crash at just the right moment may actually get you through the battle. Wasting an item crash could leave you crippled for hearts, preventing hardly any sub-weapon use at all. Such a steep cost makes it so exciting when you do choose to go for an item crash. It's just another small but meaningful moment that adds to the constant high tension. Although Rondo of Blood may not let you freely explore in the same way as something like Symphony of the Night, that doesn't mean it's highly linear or lacking in secrets. Falling down a pit might lead to a hidden section of the level. There are a wide variety of branching paths, and what you see will be entirely different depending on where you go. Many games tout replayability, but taking a different route after finishing the game does honestly provide a completely fresh experience. There's even an unlockable character, Maria, who is more mobile and fragile than Richter. Unlocking Maria requires you to nab a key while avoiding a gargantuan beast chasing after you. Although the secrets can take considerable effort to see, they're all worthwhile. In addition to the obvious, it's worth saving Maria or any of the other rescuable characters just to witness more of the hilariously cheesy cutscenes.
My name's Maria Renard. I heard all about you from Annette. I came here to beat some bad men, but I got caught. My family are vampire hunters too, so I guess that means we should be friends now.
Sure, friends.
It took years after its original Japanese release to see Rondo of Blood in its proper form overseas, and that delay meant it didn't garner the same level of popularity achieved by other games in the series. Yet with it now widely available on PS4, it's the perfect moment to see why the game is so deeply cherished among Castlevania faithful. Rondo of Blood takes real grit and determination to get through, and that's not even including all of the secrets. Yet the game rewards the effort, with each level being just as good as the last, and fights that you won't soon forget.